Gary Ridgway, known as the Green River Killer, is a notorious serial killer who terrorized the Pacific Northwest region of the United States during the 1980s and 1990s. His reign of terror resulted in the deaths of numerous young women, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. In this essay, we will delve into Ridgway's background, his crimes, the investigations that led to his capture, and the lasting impact of his heinous actions. Ridgway was born in 1949 in Salt Lake City, Utah, and grew up in a troubled household marked by violence and dysfunction. Despite his tumultuous upbringing, Ridgway led a relatively unremarkable life as a young adult, working as a truck painter and leading a seemingly normal existence. However, beneath this facade lurked a dark and depraved mind capable of unspeakable acts. Beginning in the early 1980s, Ridgway embarked on a killing spree that targeted vulnerable young women, many of whom were sex workers or runaways. He lured his victims with promises of money or employment before brutally murdering them and disposing of their bodies in remote wooded areas near the Green River in Washington state. Ridgway's methodical approach and cunning enabled him to evade capture for nearly 2 decades, leaving law enforcement baffled and the community in fear. The investigation into the Green River Killer became one of the largest and most intensive manhunts in American history, involving multiple law enforcement agencies and countless hours of investigative work. Despite their best efforts, investigators struggled to identify a suspect, and Ridgway continued to elude capture. It wasn't until 2001 that Ridgway was finally apprehended, thanks in part to advances in DNA technology that allowed investigators to link him to the murders. In a shocking confession, Ridgway admitted to killing numerous women and provided details about his crimes that only the killer could know. He was ultimately convicted of 49 murders, although he is suspected of many more. Ridgway's case shed light on the plight of marginalized and vulnerable women, many of whom fell victim to his predatory behavior. It also highlighted the importance of advancements in forensic science and DNA technology in solving cold cases and bringing killers to justice. Today, Gary Ridgway sits in prison, serving multiple life sentences for his crimes. While his capture brought closure to many of the families of his victims, the scars left by his heinous actions continue to linger. Ridgway's case serves as a grim reminder of the capacity for evil that exists in the world and the importance of remaining vigilant in the face of such threats.